Hey everyone again, thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate all the love and support. Sincerely, I love you all from the deepest bottom of my heart. Today we are going to talk about mastering your decisions. What makes you the most happy? When we can really separate what makes us unhappy and what makes us happy, underlying everything is happiness is tied with having control over your life. When we have happiness, we realize that everything is in line for us. We are a community that is striving to find happiness. We hear this constantly. I'm wanting to be happy. I'm looking for happiness. It's all I want to do. That's my purpose. And yet we are in this mind frame that when we are unhappy, this is a negative aspect of our lives. I want to just bring to you today that the way that we perceive our decisions that we make in life are going to fundamentally change everything that we think that we are and everything that we believe. So when we realize that happiness is a matter of control and the decisions that we make in our lives, then we realize that happiness can be obtained every day in our lives and not just in the distant future when we have our careers or when everything is settled down. The idea that happiness is unachievable is a false notion because we are creatures that adapt to every circumstance, and we can find happiness in moments whenever we choose and if we decide that this is the mind frame that we want to come from. Now, the decisions that we make, we can either have a reactive decision-making process, meaning that everything that is thrown into our lives, we can react to them. We can choose based on what other people think of us, how they value us. If you have, for example, 3 jobs that are interested in your line of work, your expertise, and you realize that none of them are suiting for you, we sometimes, actually most of the time, dive into a job feeling as if this is ultimately going to unravel our fullest potentials, thinking that we can grow within the company, this is our purpose, this is where I want to go. But deep down we know that this is the job that we want, this isn't the decision that we want to make at this point of our lives, but because that is being presented to us, we take that. Now, mastering your decisions is going against this idea of limited options on what the external world is providing for you. Mastering your decisions is basically looking internally into what you want to do with your life, with your expertise, with your passions, and you are the one seeking out what is going to unravel your fullest potentials. Although at times this is the biggest challenge for us as individuals because we feel like we don't really have ways to catch ourselves. We do not have this cushion to fall back on. We are immersed into a realm of fear, challenge. We set ourselves up for failure most often than not, with which I'm going to talk about later in this video. So how we can master our decisions is little steps at a time. And what I mean by this is that naturally we can only form so many habits. We can only form 2-3 habits within a given time frame. If we overload ourselves, if we say we're going to start eating healthy, we're going to start exercising, we're going to be really organized, we're going to do well in school, we're going to be the best father or mother or son in the world, daughter, girlfriend, husband, wife, if we completely overwhelm ourselves, we're going to fail in one aspect because naturally we have the capacity to only execute 2 or 3 at a time. Now, how can we start setting ourselves up to succeed with our decisions? An example that I think will resonate with all of us is the New Year's resolution. I'm sure 99% of us want to get in shape, we want to feel better, we want to look good, we want to feel good, we want to have that summer body that we've all been desiring. Now, what do? We enroll in a gym membership, we get that perfect little water bottle that's going to come with us the entire time to the gym. We get an awesome yoga mat if we do yoga and stretch. We get an awesome towel. We buy weights at home. We get a treadmill. We set it up to where there's no reason to fail. We have everything accessible within our reach, yet when we don't do it, this is the biggest failure we can ever experience, because it's like, man, I have everything before me now, and why can't I push through? What is keeping me from succeeding? What is keeping me from going to the gym? And one secret that I have learned throughout the years, it's your mind. You can have the best equipment. You can have the best personal trainer. You can have the best gym membership. But if you are not in the right mind frame, you are not going to execute that goal. You are not going to propel yourself the way that you want to. So what do I say when someone wants to lose weight, when someone wants to eat healthy? They sometimes see posts that I do on Instagram and say, Sarah, how do you eat so healthy? You eat like a celery stick, just these little tiny jokes, and asparagus, and you're full. But the idea here is that they're basically saying that I eat a little bit, of course, but they're also saying that I consistently eat healthy. This is a habit that I had to break for years on end. I grew up eating only fast food, and everything that my family and my father could afford was fast food. Also, those were his bad habits, and we basically couldn't afford anything of nutrition or substance. It was easy to grab. My father didn't have the education with the food industry. He didn't know what was being put in it, and he still doesn't know. But with that said, it took a really, really long time for me to transition from not eating fast food. Why? Because one, we know that fat and salt are very, very addictive for us. They are things that we crave. They are things that we want. And it's one theory actually that I heard, that when your body is deprived of nutrients, it has this deep hunger. So when you're constantly eating junk and trash, it has this natural capacity to growl and be hungry, and your taste buds, you want something to satiate you. But the actuality is that your body is craving nutrients. And the more that you fill your body up with fast food and garbage, the more that your body is going to have these cravings, and you feed it and you feed it and you feed it with garbage, and it's like a vicious cycle. This is where people start to gain weight, and it's a snowball effect. So with eating, it was a transition. I would recommend maybe eating fast food 3 days a week and supplementing it with something else. But you slowly start to take out those bad foods within your life. The idea here is that you start off very, very slow. And when we have the mind frame of we are going to do something, we do it, regardless of what anyone tells you. And also, this can be very influential on you. What your people closest to you believe of you is really their projection on you, how they've come to know you and understand you. But you know yourself to the fullest potential. Your significant other may read you and understand you, but they cannot go into your day-to-day thought process and really understand how you talk to yourself, how you think about the world, and how you think about yourself, what you believe you're capable of doing. So when we have the ability to make decisions and master our decisions, it's based on our own perception and our own mind frame of executing these things that we want to execute. I suggest not tackling on a situation where you set yourself up for failure, like the gym example that I just gave. This is the quickest way that we can talk ourselves out of something. This is the quickest way that we will not achieve our goals. And how we can reframe our minds is to really believe in ourselves and to see everything as a learning experience and a challenge for you. If we go up in front of class and we have to give a presentation and we start thinking and feeling how nervous we are, we start going into our bodies and like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I can't do this, I can't, oh my goodness, I can't. Your mind is going to trigger your body to have a reaction. You may have a panic attack. You may feel really, really crummy, but if we can really put our minds in a way that's going to give us that energy and say, take a deep breath, you are well prepared, you set yourself up to succeed, let's use this energy and put it out there. Let's just use this energy and have it be positive. If we tell our minds this, if we say, this is just a natural process of going in front of people, slowly we see our anxieties and our past habits disintegrate. But if we keep the constant mind frame of, I'm worried, I'm freaking out, I can't handle it, we are going to spiral into a really, really disastrous place. And this is where I believe most of our stress and our anxiety derive from, most of our depression, because we get stuck in our thoughts, and everything that we think we perceive in the external world and we bring in, and that is the knowledge and the information that we choose to see. If we think that all men are evil, all women are bitches, and we meet a nice woman, we're going to disregard her. That doesn't fill in our worldview, that doesn't fill in our philosophies, so we're going to disregard her, and we're going to see other women that are bitches. We have this idea that we lump everyone in this box, in this category, and we see them in a specific way, but we are all human, and we all have been assholes and bitches at some point. So how you choose to be and how you choose to see the world is going to push you and help you excel. Now, when we master our decisions, this is when we can master our mind. Mastering our mind is telling us that we believe in ourselves, and it's telling us that we are not going to be too hard on ourselves. For example, I started getting back into exercising. The rush that I get with exercising, the feeling that I get knowing that I'm doing something positive and healthy for my body, my mind frame is saying, I need to get my blood moving, my heart pumping. Exercising for me is really liberating. It puts me in the here and the now, in the very present moment. I listen to awesome music. I get to jump rope, which I love to do. I get to physically engage myself and challenge myself. And about a week ago, I started feeling a sore throat. My ear was kind of hurting. I was getting really, really congested. And what I've learned throughout the years of exercising while you're sick is a big, big no-no. Because not only is your body healing from whatever virus that you have, your body is then healing itself from exercising. It's repairing your muscles. It's doing a lot of extra work. You're running hot, basically. So I told myself that I wasn't going to exercise because I knew that if I did, I was going to stay sick for a longer period of time. So what could I have said at this point? I have bounced back from exercising and getting sick and exercising and getting sick. I could have said immediately that, oh, this isn't working out. How can the cards aren't in my favor. I just forget about working out. No, I take this time to reflect. I do other things that make me happy while I'm sick. I read a book. I enjoy life. I do things that make me happy, and I realize that when I go back to it, I'm going to be even more excited to exercise because I have taken X amount of time off. You can do this with anything that you want. You can do this with any passion, with any thing that you want to change. You can create your mind to believe that you are excited about something. Now, it also has to be in tune with what it is that you do enjoy out of life. When we master our decisions, the decisions that we make are in our favor now. We have control. And what brings happiness? Control. I don't mean a perfectionist. I don't mean that you need to control your spouse or your job. I just mean having the ability to make the decisions that you want, and whatever comes your way, let it be fluid and flow in and out of you. Life is a big learning lesson, and it can be beautiful if you let it, and it can be really damaging if you let it as well. What is going to propel you through life is the decisions that you make and the choices that you make, who you surround yourself with, and mastering your decisions is just all based on that. If you need to be alone for a little bit, by all means. But who you surround yourself with, who you engage with on a daily basis, and is most intimate in your circle, is who you are going to be. I grew up in a very stress reactive, completely negative household, and it took some time to really recondition myself to believe otherwise. And of course, some things are still ingrained, but when I am challenged with those mindsets, I quickly snap out of them, whether it take me a month or a week. Usually doesn't last a month, but it usually takes me a couple days to a week. But before, it took years to get out of them, a year or 2 years, to realize that this isn't the mind frame that I wanted to be in. I got put into a situation where there was a lot of stress and negativity, and I realized, like, I love this person. This person is amazing, is beautiful, is supportive in specific ways, but the way this person views the world, the way this individual talks, the way this person is reactive and makes me feel is not in line with where I am. So what do? I keep a casual relationship with them. They know that I love them. They know that I care about them. But do I bring them into my most intimate worries, my most sacred secrets of my soul and my life and my true core? I don't. Because most likely those individuals are going to have a negative mind frame about your decisions and about your deepest worries and your deepest loves. They're always going to find a way to be negative about the situation that you're in, because this is how their belief systems have been built, and it just is common sense to believe that these people are not going to automatically be optimistic when you're down. They're most likely going to be more in tune with you when you are in a negative state. So what do? You don't fake it till you believe it. Absolutely not. But you condition yourself slowly. It's a slow process. And this is a way that we can master our decisions. Anything that you want to do, we just have to let go of the false notion that it's going to happen overnight, because nothing happens overnight. Driving around town, another quick story I'll tell you. Driving around town in Santa Monica, where I reside, there's this brand new restaurant that's opening up, and it's I believe it's called Simply Raw. And I look inside and I peer through and I see all the small details in that restaurant. The cafe machine, the coffees that are being presented, the tables, the doors, the employees that are eventually going to be hired. And what does the consumer see? The consumer sees, ooh, a new place to eat, how fun, something that's going to be in tune with what I like. But on the flip side, this other individual has put in so much work to open that restaurant. They've talked to a leasing agent for the property. They've specified the vision that they want, who they want to appeal to, but the consumer just sees, ooh, a new restaurant. So the hard work that we put in, the small little details, the small little habits that we progressively improve on, because there's no other way that we are going to be shaped unless we take action and we keep a positive mind frame. You are only going to succeed. It doesn't matter whether this be emotionally, physically, subconsciously. This is going to move us through life, and we just have to surround ourselves with things that are going to push us, with things that are going to align us with what it is that we want out of this life. So the ability to master your decisions is very, very possible. But 1, do not set up yourself for failure. 2, surround yourself by the decisions that are aligned with your heart and what it is that you want to do. 3, do not give in to your own fears. See everything as a challenge. Everything is going to have a result and an outcome. Where you are in your life, the relationships that you've been in, it wasn't because you found this one special person and then all of a sudden everything's magical. I'm sure you went through relationship after relationship, heartbreak after heartbreak, disappointment after disappointment, and you realize that, wow, I finally found someone that's worth my time. But what was in all that? Experience. Not necessarily failure, but challenges. In our mind frames, we may say that we failed at that relationship. It didn't work out, but you two just didn't click. The same way you adapt yourself to the universe when you are applying yourself to something that just doesn't click with you, when something that you don't feel at your truest heart is what you believe, there is some sort of resistance. And to go on a whole other topic, which I will probably do another video, is when you feel resistance towards anything, and I'm talking like negative resistance, like it's completely defying everything that you are and everything that you believe, whether this be in a relationship or what a partner evokes out of you, you know that resisting anything to an extreme degree is probably not good for your mindset, your energies, and what you believe. So these are just little warning signs that we can wrap all together as a way to master our own decisions. Okay? Yeah, so if you want to leave any comments or thumbs up this, please feel free. If you want to private message me about something that is a little bit out of line or something that you even want to improve in, please absolutely do that. I love hearing from all of you, and I would be more than happy to take the time to answer any questions that you have, okay? So thanks so much, everyone, for watching, and I will be posting another one of these soon. Bye.